Welcome to my channel. This is the start of my catch, hold, and release series where I will go through my selections based on the current market data. For each verdict, I'll show you the data that I can see and walk you through exactly how I arrived at my decision. Welcome to the Poketicker, and let's see what the market's telling us. First, I want to go over one of the most popular cards in the current era, the Mega Charizard X EX from Phantasmal Flames. We're going to start with just the raw card here. You can see in the last month it's down a little bit, just under 3%. But if you go back to a year, 6 months, I know it hasn't been out for a year, 6 months, it's up 38%. But the full year graph here shows you kind of a better picture. You can see it started at 781 and it's now, still up over that first starting price, which is pretty rare. From a raw card perspective, it's a little up since it's come out in November, but it's starting to level off, which is good for us to see. More importantly, though, the PSA 10 price here, these are the sold listings on eBay. You can see somebody bought it for under 2,000 here, a little over 2,000, under 2,100. Here's another one under 2,000. So it's hanging around right about $2,000 right now in a PSA 10 graded price. So with that said, my suggestion would be to pick up the PSA 10 Mega Charizard XEX. Even though it's down 15% or so in the last 30 days, this would be a really good time. Right now in the summer lull, you're not going to find a better price for this card. I know a lot of people have been waiting for it to come down. It was up over, 2,500 at a certain point. And even earlier, before we got into the full thick of summer here, it was still in the $2,350, $2,400 price. I don't know if it'll go that down too much further. It'll be interesting to see, but with that said, now is a really good time. It's down, a good amount. If you've been waiting to pick it up, now would be a really good time. Next, I want to go over the Mega Gengar EX, so another really popular card right now from Ascended Heroes. You can see in the last month it's been, steadily going down. In the last 6 months, still up quite a bit, 35%, but it started to level off here in the summer. So in the typical summer lull here, it started to even out, even though it really hasn't gone down from a raw card perspective, but just something to be aware of. For the PSA 10 prices, you could see here 2,700. Let's get past all of these. The Mega Attack Rare, so a little under 2,500 for this one, 2,400, 2,350 essentially. So it's at a really good price now compared to where it was, up over $3,000, and that's something to think about. Again, similar to the Mega Charizard, if you've been holding off, now may be a good time. The Mega Gengar EX, great card. Everybody, really loves this one. It's down over 22% in the last month. Like I said, it was over, 3,150 at one point recently. So if you've been holding and waiting, now is a really good time. I would personally suggest picking it up. Maybe you're trying to wait a little bit longer to see how much further it comes down, but I don't know how, if that'll happen with how the market is currently going. Has a good amount of copies out there, but with PSA shut down, I don't anticipate this dip, going too much longer because nobody will be putting new copies into the market for the time being. So think about that, and if you wanted to pick it up now, or if you'd rather wait and just see if it'll continue to go down. But for now, this is definitely a catch. Next, let's go over the other big card from Ascended Heroes, the Pikachu SIR and the Forest Chew, if you will. In the last month, you can see, gone down steadily here, a little under 9% as well. Since it's come out, up over almost 135%, so just a crazy jump there. When it first came out, I think people didn't realize how cool of a card it was going to be, and once they got it in their hands and saw it, they realized it was something they wanted to have. Right now, the market price is, $12.34. You can see here, there's several just under that, but you quickly get up into the 1250s and, almost 1300s here. With that in mind, I would say that you should hold and wait on this card. It's coming down a little bit. It's still near the top of its growth. That 135% is crazy in under 6 months. And I would guess as the 30th anniversary set comes out later this year, this will kind of get overshadowed a little bit, and you may have another opportunity to pick it up. So if you have it right now, definitely keep it. But if you are looking to pick it up, I would still try to wait a little bit longer and see if you can get it at an even better price, right? Because if you go back to that chart or look at that chart later, it was all the way at like 450, and now it's up over 1200. Tripling its price essentially in under 6 months is just an insane jump. Next, let's look at the Surging Spark Pikachu. So this was popular, before the Mega Evolution block. This set was pretty underwhelming when it came out, so not a lot of people collected it. And this Pikachu isn't everyone's favorite, but you can see in the last month or so, it's off about 4%. In the last year, up 33%. A lot of people didn't really love this card, but it was the chase card of that set. The current market price is a little under 360, but you can see here several copies under that. If you were thinking about picking it up, I don't know if I'd necessarily do that. As I said, if you were picking it up, I would suggest the opposite. If you have this card, now is the time to get rid of it. It's at or near the top of its market value. Will it go up, sometime in the future? Possibly, but this is not a favorite artwork of people. It's not from a popular set. People aren't real big fans of that rainbow border necessarily, and the terrestrial cards themselves were just never very popular. If you were thinking about selling it or had this from just an investment standpoint, now would be a good time to get rid of this card. Next, I have the Gardevoir EX from Scarlet and Violet base that I want to go over. Again, all the cards today are pretty much in the same summer lull, essentially. The Gardevoir's off about 12% here in the last month. However, over the last year, it's up 86% here. You can see it has that nice typical trajectory of a successful popular card where it goes up, comes down a little bit, and then goes up to a bigger price, comes down not all the way to where it was. Really good to see that traditional trajectory. It keeps keeps people away from thinking it's following a pattern that's unnatural or anybody's influencing it in a not nice way. Down here you can see, up here it's about $77. Down here it's right in that $77, $80 range with all the new mint cards. So plenty of copies out there. I would say it's time to pick this up. It's off, about 10%, 9%. However, you can see that from the TCGPlayer, it had a really nice normal trajectory going up. Gardevoir is a fairly popular Pokemon. This is an SIR from a set that is, no longer going to be in print going forward and will only become more popular once people get, not as distracted from the summer and the 30th anniversary set and Ascended Heroes, and the cards that have kind of a story to be told over several cards always do really well. So this is the final evolution of a 3-part series. If you were thinking about picking it up, now would be a really good time. Next, I want to talk about the Hidden Fates ETB. More expensive one for sure. Luckily, when I got back into it, I was able to pick up 1 or 2 of these. You can see in the last month, it's really flat, barely any movement. Over the last year, though, up 35%. Not a giant upward trend, but still worth mentioning. Market price is just over 550. When you come down here, you can see the listings. Not too many listings, but right in that 550 to range for the first several, and then it gets up to 600. Looking at that data, I would say it's a good one to hold on to. If you have it, definitely don't sell it yet. If you are looking to buy it, I'd hold. You might find a better price later in the summer or as we get closer to the 30th anniversary set. That'll be a theme for today's video. Just people, especially with the recent leaks of the full set list, everybody's super excited about that set and is anticipating that. When people, are excited for a specific set or are looking at something, a lot of the other popular things tend to go down a little bit. And so this one, I think, will end up having a little bit of a dip if you were waiting to pick it up. Next is the Umbreon V from Brilliant Stars. This is a nice little card with the trainer in there. The last month, it's pretty flat, barely off a percent or 2% here. However, in the last year, up 100%. This is a popular Pokemon on a nice upward trajectory. You can see in listings here, This is 20 bucks more, so 75. So it's right in line with that $76 price here. A lot of copies available, 89 currently. With that said, I would say you should hold on this card. Like I just showed you, it's up 90 something percent over the last year. We're right at the top of that new top price. We'll try to sit and wait until that next little lull, maybe in the late summer and when the 30th anniversary comes out, and you'll have a better chance to pick this up. And if you own the card, I definitely wouldn't sell it yet. As Brilliant Stars gets further, as new Umbreon cards come out, this card will continue to see a nice upward trend, and you'll be able to make more than the $76 that it's currently selling for. Lastly is the Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer Box, currently going for about $169. Again, off just a little bit in the summer months here, about 9% in the last month. Last 3 months, though, up just a little bit. And then in the last year, a nice 66% increase. You can see here, though, that it's right in line with that market price. One's high 160s up into the 170s. With that in mind, I would definitely make this a release. I would sell this if you have it. With Ascended Heroes, with the 30th anniversary, with all the other popular sets that have come out since Prismatic Evolutions, I just don't think this will do as well as people were anticipating. And so many people seem to buy this in large quantities. So there's a ton of quantity out there that people will start selling off in the near future. It has very poor pull rates compared to the Mega Evolution block and some of the other Scarlet and Violet sets. Even though it has that God Pack opportunity and evolutions, I just don't see it performing as well as some other options out there for you. Definitely keep that in mind if you were holding this from an investment perspective. I think there's a lot of other places that you could spend your money in a good way. With that said, that's the first series for the Catch, Hold, and Release. Let me know if there's any cards that you'd like me to review for you. If you have anything popular or you are looking to purchase from an investment standpoint, I'd love to start interacting with my viewers on what they want to see and what they are considering purchasing and whether or not I can help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.